Good morning. So I'm down on the bottom lake again. As you can see, it's bitterly cold because we've got snow, so it's dry at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts, but with the success of clearing down there, I'm now going to be working on this section here. So the owner has decided that he doesn't like the holly, which I'm kind of pleased about, because this holly here is pushing the path further and further over that way. So the path probably is where that stick, that's where the edge of the path is, so we've lost about a foot of the path there. So the idea is to clear that holly out. It's not going to end up completely there because we have got an ash tree in there and we have got a rhododendron in there as well, but once I've managed to clear the holly out, we've got a team coming in that's cutting down some more difficult trees, and they're going to hopefully take that willow tree out for me that's in there as well. So, let's get on. This holly is getting increasingly difficult to manoeuvre. Where it's all grown on one side, it wants to sit that way around, and I want the other way around. There's a lot of weight to try and manoeuvre, and then I've got to try and get it past that onto the trailer. So, all fun. But while I got this one down, I thought I'd show you something interesting about holly. So holly loses its spikes as it gets older. So here you've got the low bits of holly, so lots of spikes on that leaf there. But as it's got so much taller here, you've got leaves like this one that haven't got any spikes on at all, and quite a few that just got 1 or 2 spikes. And basically, because it's so much taller now, it realises it doesn't have any predators. So the top growth just doesn't bother with the spikes, which I always think is quite fascinating. Okay, let's get rid of this. Right, well, we'll add that to our ever-growing bonfire pile here. We'll go back and cut some more. We'll try you over here because the sun's actually coming out, causing problems for a change. Well, that's another load tied on and ready to go. But just before I do that, I thought I'd show you this. So all of this holly that's on the bank here is actually layering. So underneath the willow you've got there's a holly tree on the other bank. And you can see the branches have come over and touched the floor. And everywhere they touch the floor, they've rooted and created a new holly tree. So yeah, that's why there's quite so much here. So I'll be taking those branches off. I don't know what's going to happen to the holly tree on that bank. We'll see what state it's in once I take the willow tree down. But to be honest, you can't kill holly. It's one of those plants that's a right pain to try and get rid of. If you can get the roots out, then you might be able to get rid of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that all sprouts back up and we end up with a nice little bush here. The thing is, if it does come back as a small bush and we keep it trimmed, then it might be okay. The main problem was the size it was getting to. It was encroaching too far onto the path. But the rhododendron here, again, I might have to trim that back further. We'll see what happens with that. Hopefully now it's got some lights into the base of it, it'll sprout out further down as well. Yeah, but this one on this side's quite nice. just needs a little bit of a trim. So yeah. Okay, that's pretty much all holly taken out of this side. Now I did have a dead ash tree there that came down, and this one here I'm also going to have to take down because that is dead. I don't think that's ash dieback that's caused that though. I think that's just purely been shaded out because there's so much going on up there. Okay, so I've given this a bit of a trim and a tidy up, so that's looking a lot better there. Now this section is all going to be dealt with by the tree surgeon, but I'm not sure when he's going to get round to doing it. So at the moment we've got these branches coming down from the holly that look absolutely awful. So I've got a long handled saw here, so I'm going to try and trim those off just to make it look better. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Okay, that's the worst of that cleared. I'll leave the rest of it to the tree surgeon whenever he gets round to it, but for now that looks okay. There is one last branch though that I do want to get down, which is that one up there, because I can see that it's dead and rotten where it joins the main trunk, and it's actually lying on a small branch over here. So I'll set you up over there and we'll try and get that one down. Okay, so that's looking better. That was the piece that I was concerned about, and that's holding all of this up there, so that's good to get that out. Right, so I'm going to do some tidying up, and I think same as the last time, I shall turn the camera off, tidy all this lot up, and I'll do a nice walk through when I'm finished. So right, see you in a minute. Okay, well I think I'm all done here. We'll move down the other end because I might not be able to see with the sun. But I've cleared. I did go a little bit further. There was a holly tree here, only a little one that I took out. But that means when you stand here on the bank, you've got a nice view of the water going along here. That's a nice hazel tree down there at the water's edge. Then you can see these 4 trees here. Now I think this is just fascinating because that is an ash tree. We've then got a willow tree that's kind of hugging onto an alder. And then the one that's going off at that angle is a silver birch. So I might have to get across there and cut the ivy. I'm not going to be able to get that down, which is a shame. But it'd be good to get that weight out of there. But yeah, you can see that nice and clear now. We've got this rhododendron here. So it's a little bit sparse. Hopefully it's got the light in it now, so that'll bush out. I'm leaving this section for now because it's all got flower buds on it. But once it's finished flowering, I might just trim that back, try and pull it in to the middle a bit. So there's actually 2 rhododendrons in here. There's one down on the water's edge, and then there's one up on the bank here where it's come down and layered itself. So, but yeah, had a bit of a tidy up here, cleared most of the dead leaves out of here, trimmed the edge, the ivy at the edge here, so just made the path a little bit wider. Now obviously this section here we're getting tree surgeon in, so that will still be cleared in the future, but once that's done you can then see the water flowing along here, which will be lovely. We've actually got a small natural dam that's appeared over there, which I'm leaving in place because that should hopefully keep this section full of water. So I also tidied this tree up a little bit, so there's lots of ivy growing over the base here. They were just dead stumps, so I was finding it was pushing the path this way, so I've trimmed that back, so the path is nice and wide now. And that's also cleared it nicely. We've got a lot of daffodils coming up there, and we've got some more coming up there. So it's only January at the moment, so they are a little early, but that'll look good soon. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and do subscribe, because I'm carrying my way along. I'll be working my way around the entire site eventually. So yeah, I'll end this video here and I shall see you later.